The jet sounds you just heard were not from the video. They were created with an Ableton rack. And in this video, I will show you how I did it. So let's get right into it. So to quickly start this off, I will skip through or solo through the different layers. Cool. So what I want to talk about is that everything you heard or the different layers are starting out with noise. And I want to just quickly demonstrate this with the rumble layer, where we start out with just a white noise oscillator. I'm EQing this quite heavily with 2 EQs because I want to boost 32 decibels to really push the frequencies. And that's why I'm using 2 EQs, but they're automated exactly the same. And the automation is actually another thing I want to talk about, because to bring variation into the sound, I use LFOs quite a lot to get movements into the automations I'm doing. And that's what you're seeing here. I'm randomly adjusting the gain and the frequency, what the EQ is boosting, what frequency is boosting. I'm cutting a bit of the highs here because noise can be quite annoying in the highs, and that's not what I want in a rumble sound. And then I'm driving it into the saturator. And basically, because I'm boosting so much here, the saturator is makes it quite dirty. It's quite overwhelmed with everything that's coming into it, and that is what is creating this dirty low rumble layer. Let's listen to it again. And as you can see and hear quite well, the LFO or the EQ movements are matching with the movement and the sound I was just talking about. And that's basically what I wanted to recreate with this LFOs. So let's talk about another layer, which is the howl. Let's play this again, the howl. It starts out the same as with the rumble. I have broadband noise. This time I'm boosting a different area of the frequencies, more of the higher frequencies, very wide again, 2 EQs for maximum boosting possibilities if necessary. And this time the LFO is just going a little bit slower, and the frequency is not modulated. It's just the gain that's modulated. But the important thing is it's running into, let's open this up a little bit better, into corpus, which is quite unique thing in Ableton, where you can simulate different materials where the sound is just basically put through. So I can simulate the noise going through a beam, a marimba, a string. So what I chose here is the pipe algorithm, because let me quickly pull this up. This is a Eurofighter engine, and basically this is very simplified, but it's a big tube where some combustion and compression happens. So that was basically the idea. It's not scientific or anything, but at the end it worked, recreating this howl effect. And quickly about the UI, I have this big distance knob, which basically filters everything a bit more distant when the knob is down. And I try to make the layers we just talked about individually accessible through these macros. So I can control the rumble independently, I can control the afterburner, turbulence, turbine, and dirt. The idea of splitting this up was so you have full control over the sound, because sometimes I found that you need to control how it sounds when it's approaching the listener and when it's flying away, because that makes a huge difference. If you maybe listen to some recordings on YouTube, you will quickly find out that the approach of a fighter jet sounds very different to the departure. The howl has some special parameters here, because like I said before, everything is controlled with the corpus, and the corpus instrument has some, let's quickly show this again, some parameters where you can tune the pipe. and you can control the radius of the pipe. And I made these accessible in the with the macros because it just sometimes the corpus behaves a bit weird when the radius is quite high and the tune is low. But this is just my observation that when the Howl tune is low, you might keep the radius low and vice versa. So that's why I made it accessible. And you have air distortion, which basically controls a free clip in the master chain, which makes it even more dirty sounding, makes it sound like the microphone you were recording it is overwhelmed with the pure loudness of the jet, and you can control it that way, make it even more dirty. Yeah. So finally I will show the video once more, but this time you can see the macros and the user interface a bit, so you can get an idea of what you're able to control. So that's basically it. I will try to make this downloadable and public, but just keep in mind that I've used some external plugins, but they are free. I tried to do this so everybody can download it and try it out for themselves. I used KHS distortion and KHS pitch shifter. Keep in mind if you're on Mac that you are installing the VST versions, because the rack was made with the VST versions on Windows. And I'm not sure if the audio unit plugins will be loaded if you only have these installed. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you around.